Okay, so let's kind of go over this. What I would like for you guys to do is go ahead and mute your microphones, if you would, please.
Are we supposed to be able to share our screen or not?
No, you're not.
Okay, that's all right.
No, if we need to share screens, we can do that in a little bit. But no, this is my first.
Some are. I can see some.
Yeah, what you see is their photo.
No, I can see their screens. Silvana, I can see. Annette, I can see. Nancy, I can see.
Okay, go ahead and shut off your screens. Okay, nobody should be sharing their screens. You can share your video, your picture, but you shouldn't be able to see your screens. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, go ahead and hit mute on your microphones if you would for me, please. That'd be awesome. And and we're recording this. Okay, great. All right, so let's kind of go over the, you guys can leave your cameras going, okay? So you can see, like I see Amanda right there. Hi, Amanda. Okay. So so I can see everybody, and that's fine. What I don't need is I don't need to see everybody's actual screens. You can share yourself on here, and let me just kind of open this up so I can see everybody's faces. Now I can tell who's here. Maybe. All right, great. Okay, so we got lots of people here. Fantastic. I'm super excited about this, guys. This is actually the first time that I've done this on a Zoom call. How many of you guys are familiar with Zoom? A lot of you? Some of you, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Not me, my screen.
No.
Yes. I can see both.
Yeah, I
No.
can see Blue host.
You see the
No.
blue host?
Yeah. Blue
I
host.
can see Bluehost.
Okay, that's what you're supposed to be seeing.
Oh, that's all right then.
Okay. All right. So kind of the rules of the game here are this. We're going to be going over all of the material here that I shared with you the other day. This is going to be an actual working cooperative engagement so that we can get more done. Okay. You'll want to make certain that you're aware of your surroundings. And this is just a good, some good etiquette in the first place. Number one is that, so I'll just share with you a story. I was talking with an administrator for a college that I was working with, and they had asked me a very interesting question. They said, "Do you have your back against a wall for your videos?" Now, why would they ask that? Why would they ask if I had my back against a wall?
You definitely want to make sure nobody's going to be walking behind you, distracting, or especially if you're at home, that your husband isn't going to walk by in his boxer shorts in the middle of your video.
There you go. So you'll
Not that that has ever happened to me, but I've heard.
I had a friend asking for a friend, right? So the protocol is definitely you want to be in an isolated room, manage your background, make sure that you don't have things behind you that you wouldn't want people to see, and you also don't have people walking in and out. I was actually teaching a class, and one of the students had their camera on, and their 13-year-old boy had just gotten out of a shower, had nothing but his shorts on, was going into the kitchen to get something to eat. And so, well, he's a 12-year-old kid, so I had to give him a bad time. I said, "Hey, bro, what are you getting in the fridge?" And he turned around, freaked out that we could see him on the camera. So just be aware of your surroundings like that. So when you guys are holding your own class, you'll want to manage that as well. Typically, it's best if you have a blank background or if you're up against the wall. I'm going to be putting up a different background for me, so that I've got a black background moving forward. So anyway, so that's kind of it. This is the first time you guys have actually seen me live while attending one of these sort of things. So I wanted to just kind of go over a few of the rules. When you're managing it, you want to make certain that you're trying to that as you control the environment, you can go ahead and hit mute for everybody, so everybody's is muted. See, and since this is my first time I've done it with Zoom itself, I'm noticing that there's a way that people are over here in waiting mode for me, so I have to constantly keep this up to manage seeing them. One of the things I also do is I also try and keep all of my tabs open. Okay, so as you're moving forward, if you guys are showing something like this, I do keep my tabs open so that I'm in control of what's going on. I typically ask, you know, in this case, do you guys see the picture of you? Like
No.
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 Okay, so you guys just see my blue. You guys just see my blue media host, right?
I can see everybody else's picture, but I can't see mine.
I can see you, Tyson.
Okay, so the question is, I've got two screens up. Excuse me. I've got two screens up, and so I just want to make sure that you guys see my blue media host. You're not seeing both screens either, which is fine.
I can't see either screen.
Okay.
No,
I'm on a call.
I can't see. I can just see you, and then I've got recommended customize your design at a contact page. So I guess that's what you're looking at.
I'm looking at a blue screen that says Bluehost.
No.
No.
Okay, so if that's the case, then start hitting minimizing other screens that you're seeing.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you in speaker view or are you in gallery view?
I'm in gallery view so I can see everybody.
Right, she'd be in gallery view also, so that's why she doesn't see your screen maybe?
Oh, so how do I change that?
So do you see this right here?
No.
No.
Okay,
See anything?
So in the upper black, in the where you see me at in the upper left-hand corner, you should see a single says small active speaker video, which looks like this.
I think I'm in the wrong screen completely. Don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay. So
No, all I can see is your face and then the names of people as they're talking.
Are you on a cell phone or are you on a computer?
No, I'm on a laptop. Yep.
Okay, so go down. Okay, so if you're on this.
Host there, that's the domain web company that they suggest.
Go up to the top where you would see if you slide up to the top, you should see a start sharing or menu bar drop down.
Yep.
You might want to click on check that out and see what you get. You're gonna have to play around with it for a little bit because I don't know.
No worries.
Why you're not seeing it. So, all right. So that being said,
no, got it sorted.
Ow.
Oh, there's on the top right. It had shared. Oh, there's an eye icon and then a green lock and then a red blob saying that we're recording, and next to that there was a sentence, and I just hit that sentence.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play around with those buttons because everybody else is able to get it, and I don't know why you're not.
Are you on a Mac or other?
I'm on HP. Yeah.
Okay. Look in your upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I've got it
say
now.
Speaker view or gallery view next to exit full screen.
Kat, how are you?
That's his.
I'm great, thank you. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I got kids in the background. Homeschooling.
Okay. That's cool. Good to have you
I
here.
see myself. I can see everybody else. See myself. Oh, I've got a blank screen for me. Well, at least I can see me now. I can see where I am.
Okay, so let's so we're gonna go ahead and mute everybody. I want everybody to mute themselves. Also, it helps out if you mute that you go ahead and when you mute, it helps out with the background sounds. This way, people aren't back and forth hearing all of it. If there is a question, just click on unmute Tyson. It's me, whoever it is, and ask the questions. I'll typically ask ask you to jump in.
I can't see where to mute.
Okay, all right. So that being said, and notice that every time you're talking, it does. We want to kind of mitigate that as we move forward. So some of the things that we're going to be doing in today's class is, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. A couple things I wanted to do as a result of this was to help you guys learn a little bit more about what it takes to put these things together, and then also show you in a live experience. This is the one I wanted. Live experience on how you can run these sort of classes yourself. Does that sound good? Okay, perfect. So one of the things we want to do first is I want to make certain that we're all very clear. I want to go over really quickly how we put together presentations in a very fast, efficient manner. Now you're going to have to, let's go ahead and if you've got a PowerPoint presentation, please go ahead and open up your PowerPoint presentation. Go ahead and open up PowerPoint, and we're going to create a new PowerPoint. I'm going to create a new PowerPoint. And if you have PowerPoint available on your desktop, then you're going to be able to do this. One of the things that we're going to do in the PowerPoint is we're going to come over here, and you can see where my cursor is. And you can see right at the top it says File, Home, Insert, Design, Transitions, Animation, Slideshow, Review, or View. I'm going to go ahead and select the View component of that, and then go over to the far left-hand side where it says Presentation View, and I want to change this to Outline View. So if you would go ahead and do that right now. Open up PowerPoint, open up a new slideshow or a new presentation. Okay. And then go over to the far left where it says View, and then Outline View right up here. Okay. We ready to move forward? Give me a couple nods. Jillian, Carla, Amanda's ready. Okay. Ready, Savannah?
Tyson, sorry, how do I find PowerPoint? Because all I can see is Zoom at the moment. How do I find PowerPoint on here?
Okay, so you're gonna have to minimize your screen or minimize your Zoom for a minute. Go down to go down to the dash tray or your start button and open up PowerPoint from there.
Oh, won't let me minimize it a minute. Okay, carry on without me, don't worry.
Okay. Well, you can always come back in here and watch this because I am recording this. So let me explain to you why I use the outline view. Because what I find, and I've said this in office hours, but I wanted to show it to you guys here today because it's part of this whole like how to put this stuff together because we're doing the fast action boot camp. And one of the things that we do is we put this in the outline view because typically what I've found is that people get overly ramped up wanting to go to normal view and trying to go from slide to slide. Because then you got to come over here and you got to click on this and you got a new slide. And see, already it's taking me like a little bit to get this going. Do you guys see that? It's like taking a little bit for me to get, so it's boring. So what I want to do is I want to go to outline view because when I'm in outline view, watch my left-hand column as I'm typing things out and watch how it presents itself in the main screen. I'm going to go title, presentation, and then notice that I hit on my enter key on my keyboard and it immediately created a new slide. You see that over on the left-hand column? There's now a new red button. And I'm going to start off by calling this my overview. And then I'm going to have topic 1. Okay, you guys see how quickly I was able to like create an outline over here on this? See how quickly that was? Okay. The reason I want to do it this way is because I can keep a rhythm and a momentum. All I'm using, and you might want to write this down. You might, well, okay, so the cat's going to get involved now, Jillian? Okay, so what's going to happen here, guys, is that all I'm using is my tab key, and my shift tab and my enter key. So as I type in, let me just come back over here. So as I type in lesson 3, I'm going to hit my enter key, and it drops it right down there. But if I want to move my bullet point back one level, then I just shift tab. Topic 2, and then I want to shift it in, so it's lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Enter. Now I'm going to shift back 2, so now I get a brand new slide. You guys see that? So I'm just using my tab, shift tab, and enter button. Then after I do this, I'm going to go straight into topic 1. Lesson 1. Topic 1. Lesson 2. Okay. Now look at there. Already within just a couple of minutes, I was able to successfully create my outline and have 5 slides ready to go, and I can still keep my rhythm for my training. Does that make sense to everybody?
Can I just ask, Tyson, how you get from topic 1 to lesson 1 tabbed in? How did you do that?
I typed in, so from right here, okay, topic 1, enter, tab, lesson 1, enter,
it's
tab,
shift return.
It's shift
return.
So
shift return.
I'm tabbing to move them to the right, and I'm shift tabbing to get them to go to the left.
Tabbing to the right. That's not happening in mine. It's quite the same way. Doing it is just saying it. Right, so
understand that some of this might have some settings in your on your computer or how you have it, but generally this is how this would work. Okay. But notice how much easier it is for me to go ahead and create this outline and create this this presentation in a short amount of time without having to be too technical. You guys see that? Okay. All right, so this is how you do it. And the reason that I want you guys to do it this way is because it keeps a rhythm. Now after this, I can go back up here to, like, let's say this this overview. And now I can start designing this, right? Now I can come in here and design, create my templates. Okay. Format the background. Now I can play around with this. You can get to doing this on your own. But ideally, you want to do this after you've already created your presentation. You got everything down because it works out really well. One of the things I did for the Fast Action Bootcamp. How many of you guys have watched that that entire presentation, or at least one of them? All right. You notice how I always had a slider. I always had a main screen in between that said "Click and Grow Rich," right? As a matter of fact, I wonder if I can find that really quickly. So here's Fast Action Bootcamp. So here's the, excuse me, here's what that presentation looked like. And I'll just show you how I was able to do it so that you guys can keep this stuff organized too. Well, if this thing shows up, here it is. Oh, it's over on the other screen. Okay. So one of the ways that I do this is that I created my Fast Action Bootcamp. Here it is, exactly the way that I just shared with you. But notice Then on slide 10, I've got my break screen, right? So if you guys watch so when I record this, I start off. When I record this, I start off with this screen and I pause. And then when I record, I turn it on right here and I begin. Welcome to the Fast Action Bootcamp, slide 1, I'm carrying none. What does it mean? How much do you need to make? This, the numbers, this is how to put the program together. And then by the time I'm done and I get to this page, I know that I'm done with my presentation. Does that make sense? Okay, so then I pause it right here. I don't have to stop my video recording. I can just shut my mouth right here, let this sit so there's a gap, and then I can just start teaching the next lesson. And I go straight into it. I get down here and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking, and I'm coming up to the end. And then when I get here, I just stop again. My screen's still recording, so it took me roughly about an hour to do the entire recording on this, but I was able to do it all in one big fatal swoop. Make sense? And the cool thing about it is that, another tip that I want to give you guys is that when you start a presentation, okay, I pause. I give myself enough gap that I can, in the editing, right? And then I don't start talking until I hit this screen. I try not to talk through the screen. Does that make sense? I try not to talk through this transition. I'll start right here, and I'll start in this section. We're going to talk about structuring your course. First thing you want to do is plan your course. What problems are you solving? What problems need to be solved? Can you identify the market? And is the market demand enough for you to want to create a course that solves that problem? Then I stop talking and I go to the next slide. And then I start talking again. The reason I do that is because in the event that I mess up on this slide, I just stop and I go back and I record over this slide again. Does that make sense? Okay. And if I just went ahead and just kept talking right through slides, if I talk through slides, then I would have to go back and start all over from the very beginning. And in order to minimize my mistakes, all I want to do is I just want to be able to time over the one slide that I made my mistake on. Trust me, it'll save you hours. How many? Hours. I'm just telling you, it's rough. Okay? Any questions on this? Let's go ahead and open up the floor for any questions. Go ahead.
When I hit enter, it simply just go to next line on the same slide. When I use the shift tab, it moves to the right. And when I use tab, it also moves to the right.
Okay, again, you might have to play around with that in your outline view. That might be your computer specific. Anybody else?
Tyson, I don't have Microsoft Office yet, but I'm wondering if there's I'm looking at Google Slides, just kind of like trying to follow along. Have you used Google Slides, and is there an outline view there?
I have not used Google Slides, and so I'm not quite certain. If you don't have PowerPoint and Google Slides doesn't have an outline view, the alternative then is to create your outline in a Word document.
Okay.
Okay. And this way, it'll take a little bit longer because you're doing a copy and paste, but you should be able to get the same effect.
Sounds good.
Okay. The main focus of this is because if you do it this way in normal view, it takes a really long time to do, and people get distracted going from slide to slide. And the reason they get in trouble going slide to slide is because once you're over here, it's like, oh, now you're editing, right? So people start editing, you know, and getting caught up in like well, did I spell that right? I don't know that I like that font. Maybe I should change that color from blue to green. And now they get totally sidetracked. The intention of this is to be able to generate content as quickly as possible.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, great question.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
So where did you find your little red box to insert it? Is it under inserts?
My red box to insert.
Yeah, so I automatically got the first one, overview. I don't know how to get the next one.
Hit the enter key.
Oh, okay. So if I'm in there and I enter, no, I haven't got it. I've got a bullet point.
Okay, so then you would shift tab on that one.
So if I shift tab. Oh, it's coming up now. Yeah, I've got it now. Yeah. Okay.
I have a question.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, Savannah?
So when you just describe the audio part, like you are talking and then you kind of like pause what, you know, you go to the next slide. I didn't quite get how you do it when you make a mistake and you just focus on that slide, because it seems to me that you start from the beginning and it's a non-stop audio, and then what happens on that particular slide that you made a mistake? How do you fix that?
Okay, great question. So what I mean specifically by that, when I'm giving my presentation, I will be recording over here. I don't start talking until the next slide has been shown.
Yeah.
So I'll talk on this one. Now, if I make a mistake on this particular slide, I just stop talking. I give myself about a minute gap so I can easily identify where that's at, okay? Make sense? And then I start talking again as if I started this slide from the very beginning.
And so, in that gap where like,
I can now go out and I can find that gap easily, and I can crop it out. I can cut out that entire section that I messed up on.
and that's somewhere in an audio part of a presentation?
That's in the when you're doing the recording.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're doing the recording, you'll see that you can see the audio portion, right? You can see the audio portion, and so if I stop talking, that creates that silence.
Oh, okay. It shows somewhere.
So let's say that I've spent an hour, and I spent an entire hour recording the entire training program. Okay. And I just did it just like I said. And if I messed up on a slide, I just was quiet for a minute so I can easily identify it, because it's hard for me to remember, at the end, where was that again? I can't find it and I can't figure it out. And now I start missing it, in there. So
you can record over it. That
I don't even record over it. I just crop it out. I just cut it out.
Okay. So, and it shows somewhere, because I'm not in Microsoft, I'm on Keynotes for Mac, and I haven't done this before. So I'm translating into what you're saying into Mac, and it's working so far.
Okay.
So, but I haven't seen the recording part, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. So is that helpful to everybody? Get this started, okay? So I want you to take out your pen and paper, and I want you to create a topic. I want you to, actually what I want you to do is I want you to create a topic and then create your outline on that topic. Now, how do we create outlines? Do you guys remember how we talked about creating outlines for these? There's a fast, simple way of creating outlines. Let me give you this. Okay. Let's go over to Amazon, and let's look at keto for women. Over 50. Now, remember how we said this, and I'm not going to get into a full training here on this one, but let's just use this for example. It's a Kindle book, Keto for Women. I'm going to click on this. Okay. I'm here inside of my Kindle browser, and then notice over here, notice that it says look inside. How many of you guys see that? Now I'm just pretending that my presentation is going to be Keto for Women. I select the look inside, and it allows me to look inside the this right away. What I'm looking for is one specific area. That's called the table of contents. You see that? Now the idea here is that if I'm looking at a table of content, does this translate into a present? Could I translate this into a presentational format? Okay. Yeah. So I use this as a presentational format. Now the idea here is that I'm looking at what somebody else is kind of, a natural flow that somebody else has gotten. Okay, because my audience needs to be able to, have some consistency in this. So I might jot down a few notes on this one. You know what? Setting the stage, I might refer to that as, setting the baseline. Okay. Understanding how fats, burn faster. The body design. And understanding hormonal differences. I've just covered the first part of this entire thing, the way that they've done it, except for I'm going to give it my version of it, aren't I? But this gives me a start of an outline, and then I don't just take one person's thought on this. I go through and I look for what other people are saying. Maybe I didn't like what this person had to say in theirs. This is a 3-step guide to uncovering whatever. There's one for women, this is paperback, so I won't have it. But I think you guys get the idea. This is where I'm able to generate ideas on how to craft an outline for my own presentation. Do you see that? Okay, Jillian, you see that? Carla? Nancy, okay? Amanda? Awesome, okay. All right, great.
Tyson.
Yes.
When you're looking through all these tables of contents, right, and you're looking at multiple ones, how much narrowing down should we do? Because I feel like it could be easy to be overwhelmed looking at a lot of table of contents and kind of maybe trying to make the presentation longer than it should be. How do we know what to narrow it down to?
I really can't answer that question because that depends on your audience and the amount of information, depending on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Now, if it's going to be too deep, then you might want to break it up, right? And so if you broke it up, then you can start off at, here's the Keto for Women, the basics, right?
Yeah.
And then you start off, here's the fundamental, and then you can then decide, well, maybe I want to get them into an advanced class that also creates into a continuity.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
And so you're laying the foundation. You don't have to give away all the secrets because then it becomes overwhelming. But you want to give something that's comfortably digestible, no pun intended, and then you can build more coursework off of that.
Nice.
Okay. Now, what I typically do is I typically look at about 3 to 5 of these. Okay. And it's real simple to notice that how much content is in this person's book. What I'm not doing is I'm not wanting to add. So I don't want to say add all of her content, add all of her content, add all of her content, and keep stacking that content. I'm looking for some consistency between the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's just like way overdone, and all they do is talk numbers and science, and that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So these just kind of give you a bit of a baseline. The biggest challenge that people have is this, is that they want to be unique enough to be different. And so typically what happens, because everybody wants to be so unique, one of the things I don't like when non-entrepreneurs ask this question, what makes you different? And so then you're brand new at this and you go out of your way to try and be so different that now you're alienating your audience. Okay. You want to look at these, and these should be snap decisions. Okay. In fact, I encourage you, take a moment, sit down, and just burn it out, because once you burned it out, then you've got something to work with, right?
Okay. What do you mean by burning it out?
What's that?
When you say burn it out, what do you mean?
I mean, I want you to write out your entire outline. I want you to look at this and write out your entire outline as quickly as possible. There's no time to think.
Gotcha.
Okay. Some people, you know, we speculate our life away.
Yeah.
And if you just got it down there, then all of a sudden you've got something written out, and you can go back. And so when I did the Fast Action Bootcamp, that literally took me 4 hours in total on just that piece of it, because I looked at it and I started writing things out, and then I went back and decided that you know, all the things that were on the let's see, on this slide, wherever it went, this one, okay. So overview. So notice there on the overview, right? When I did this, look what happens when I go from one to the other, right? So so on this one, I had one screen, and I realized that if I had one slide that I spent the entire time talking on it, it would be very boring, right?
Yeah.
But I wrote out the overview, just like I showed you over there, and then I decided, you know what, maybe if I just talk a little bit more on this, and I talk like, you know, and this is why it works. The reason this works is because, and I talk and I talk and I talk and I talk.
Yeah.
Also, when we do this, we're going to be discussing the history. So I was able to break this out and elongate it because it was really short, right? I mean, it would be really boring if I stuck it right here on this overview slide and rambled on for 5 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I mean by, you know, I set up the baseline, and then I decided, well, now I can go back and say, like, well, let's break up the overview into like multiple slides so that it has this this nice effect to it. Okay, so that's what I did.
Okay.
Okay, is that helpful?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, great. So get your core material out there. So, you know, your core material should look like just like this, right? As an example, wherever it goes, right? So your outline should look just like this, and then you go back and start to edit it and modify and make it look good. And how do you want to talk about it? But I mean, effectively, that's an outline right there. Oops. Well, not that one. Okay, are we clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. Holy crap! I had no idea that we were taking this long. Okay, so let's get after it. We're only, see, isn't it great that we can now spend 2 days on this? All right. So first things first, I've got to find out what I was supposed to teach on. Here it is. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to go ahead, and if you know how to log in, you can log in one of two ways into the back end of your WordPress. If you're on Blue Media Host, you can log into Blue Media Host, and then you go to the word WordPress. And if you know how to use the WP, also you can go into the well, I got the sourcingacademy.com/WP-admin. So you can enter your website one of two ways. For most of you that have Blue Media Host, I just encourage you to go into Blue Media Host. This is what it looks like if you go in through the platform. You can go in through Blue Media Host, or you can log into the back end of your website. Now, let me be very clear about this really quickly. WordPress is a platform installed on platform installed onto your hosting. So when I talk about WordPress, you don't look up WordPress.com. Does that make sense? You go into your website domain name, and then you're looking for the WordPress logins to that. So some of you get kind of confused, and you're starting to jump around, and you say, "Hey, I'm logging into WordPress, and I can't find my stuff." That's why, because it's not on a WordPress; it's in your hosting on a WordPress website. So we're going to go ahead and log in, and we're going to go to the dashboard. That's great. We got 26 people here. All right. Okay, sometimes this takes a little bit. Okay, you all should be in your dashboard. And what you'll find is you'll find over here on the left-hand side is the navigation bar for the dashboard, okay? And I want to go over a few things when you get into your WordPress. First things first, we want to go to settings. So over on the left-hand side, we want to make certain that we go over to settings. When you're in settings and you hover over it, I'll give you a minute. You're in settings, you can go over to general. These are some of the first things you want to do when you get
I'm still logging in, Tyson, so don't go too fast.
All right. Give you a minute.
This is recorded, right, Tyson?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Unlike last night when I was in the when I was doing the boot camp with Daniel, guess who forgot to the one night that Daniel doesn't ask me to hit the record was the night that I was talking. Go figure. Okay, you guys ready? Okay. So once you're in the dashboard, you go over to the left-hand column and you go to settings. From settings, we're going to go to general. When you're on here, what you want to make certain of is that your site title, you can see it right here, okay, is correct, and that you have a tagline. Okay.
So mine's coming up as untitled or something. I don't know where I've logged in. I went into the life-changing coach at the top.
Uh-huh. So you have a site title, says life-changing coach right there.
Yeah, if I go into dashboard, right, so in dashboard, what am I looking for from dashboard?
You're looking down here in the lower left-hand, on the left-hand side, under settings.
Settings, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So from settings, you're going to go ahead and type in your site title and any tagline that you have.
Oh, well, I've just got a list, general writing and all sorts of, oh, here we are, okay.
Okay. So go ahead
and
create a site title and a tagline, you know, the life-changing coach, transforming lives all over the world, or whatever you want to put. Here's the administration email. You'll want to change the administration email. And this happens if we're designing your website, it'll always come up like this because it's auto-generated. And then you'll want to make certain that that you change this, and there is a sequence that you change it. It'll say we send an email to the host owner and get that changed. New user default roles are going to be subscribers. So anybody that comes on your site should be a subscriber first. You can create the date format, the time format, and then click on the word Save Changes. Okay. Then the other one that you want to make certain of is that you go to Reading. Okay. Over on Reading, what we want to do is you'll notice that your home page display is a static page. And what we do is we want this to be the static page, and this means that it goes to the home page coming soon. Or in this case, what we refer to as the home page is the front page. Okay. So if I look over here on this, okay, and I go to the lifechangingcoach.com, what you'll see immediately is that it goes to a coming soon page or under construction. Do you see that? If I wanted to change this in the back area, I go to my home page and I change it to the one that I want it to go to. In this case would be home. I select the word Save Changes. I come over here, and notice that I always keep tabs open like this because it's faster for me to rotate between them. I'm going to refresh this page and look what happens. The lifechangingcoach.com now becomes the home, the actual home page, no longer the coming soon page.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
So, if you guys look at my my screen, some of the things we're going to be covering today is going to be just these initial dashboard reviews. and how to get some of this stuff set up. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, Tyson, I'm sorry. I'm a little behind. How do I get into my website? I pulled it up.
What you'll do, let me see if I got this. Hang on. What you'll do is, you remember what your logins were to your hosting?
No, I've got it written down somewhere.
Okay, so rule number one, we want to make certain that we don't have this stuff written down, that we keep it in our LastPass. And I'm looking for you right now, okay? And I'll show you guys this in just a minute. All right. Nancy, you're going to want to go over to your Skype right now and check that out.
Okay, will do. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, I just got that. I just put that in chat for Skype for you. All right. By the way, when you guys submit your stuff into Fishbone Media, this is what happens. We have a list of 54 tasks that are assigned to make certain that your site's up and running. That's why it's important that you get some of your content going. But we add in all this stuff to get your site up and running in the event that you guys wanted to know what all we do. But there's 54 specific tasks on top of the designing the pages themselves. But what we do is we add your content into here, and we set the entire task list up for the team to start executing on, and then deliver it back as quickly as possible. So that's just in case you guys wanted to know what it is that we did. We'll go over the whole thing later. Okay, going back over here, how many of you guys feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that all that's being taken care of for you? Right? Okay, so users. When we talk about users, we want to go look at all users. Now, typically, I'm already a user, okay? And so I've got my information in here. And so what you'll want to do, we'll come in here and edit this. You'll want to take over the admin, and I have no problem doing with you guys taking over the admin, but definitely you'd want to change the email required for this, okay? And the reason you want to have the email changed for this is specifically because in the event that your website, you can't log in, you need to have this lost email or lost logins, you want it to go back to your email, don't you? Here's something to pay attention to. What you do not want to do is you do not want to go, so for Monica, I would not recommend that Monica put her Monica at thelifechangingcoach.com in here. Okay? There's a reason. Okay? This actually happened to one of our students. They put in their name right here, but then their billing lapsed. And so when their billing lapsed, that email and that domain name lapsed. And so when they went to go try and figure out how to do this, they couldn't access anything because all of it was to their domain name registrations. Does that make sense? So they were completely locked out, and I had to go back and search like 2 years worth of emails on them to see if I can find something that would give me a key into their hosting account to get the hosting to update everything the way it was supposed to. It was a horrible experience. Imagine you're going through all this and you're spending all your time, your entire business is on here, and you forgot that a credit card expired, and yet all of your recovery emails go to the email that you lost because the renewal didn't take place. Yeah. So that's why you want to make certain that this goes over to a Gmail account or a Yahoo account that you'll always have access to, okay? Then you scroll down here and you can generate a password. You do not have to use this password, but you can generate a new password or put in one that you like on your own. And when you do, your LastPass should take over, okay, and collect the updates, all right? Then you come all the way to the bottom and then you update the profile. Typically, I don't go into all this other customer billing address. There's no need for all of this, okay? There's no need for it. All you need to have on here is who you are, what your level is, if you're a subscriber. So if you're adding somebody else, and this is something that you want to make certain that you guys have in mind. Write this down. Two things. One, if you start outsourcing your material, right? You start outsourcing your website to somebody in India or the Philippines or somewhere else, right? Or you've got your assistant down the road, your brother's girlfriend's, sister's cousin's ex-convict is going to start running your website for you, okay, doing all your blog posts. You don't want to give them full access to everything. Make sense? So you don't want them to become an admin, because if they become an admin, they can change those admins on you. You want them to not have admin control. So if I'm going to add new, I'm going to add somebody else in here, but I'll change the role. I can give them, they don't have to be a subscriber. They can be a contributor, an author, an editor. But if they're an editor, if they're any one of these, then as an admin, I see everything over here on the left. As an editor, author, contributor, or subscriber, I won't see all of these. Make sense? They'll just see what their level is. That's number one. Number two, the reason you want to definitely have LastPass is because if I'm sharing with my with somebody, I don't want them to see my password. Okay, so I can actually share access without having to. If I Savannah, I'm just going to use you as an example. Savannah and I are working together, and I just said, here, Savannah, here's my username and password, and she's got it. And she leaves it out, or her computer gets stolen or something like that. Now, that is available to that computer. If I shared my LastPass, I can revoke access to her. Does that make sense? So I'm still in control of it. If she has access to my material, independent access, she has an independent way of being able to. And this has actually happened not by any nefarious means, but sometimes what happens is that somebody who thought they knew doesn't know, and they make updates, and now all of a sudden I'm locked out of my own computer or out of my own programs because they had access to it and they changed things and didn't tell me. Make sense? Okay. I mean, it actually doesn't even have to be anything nefarious. I just like to make it sound that way because it sounds more entertaining. So anyway, moving on. Okay, so we got general settings, reading settings, and user settings. Those are the three things we need to know right now. Now, the other thing we want to get going on is, okay, did you guys see what just happened? See that? You guys want to know what just happened? Monica locked me out. Oh, yeah, Monica, I forgot to tell you, maybe you shouldn't be updating everything while we're doing it in live time, okay? Because I'm using the back of yours to work on this. Okay, because I think
Sorry about that.
Yeah, see, that locked me out. So now I got to go back over here and I got to go log back in. Okay.
Do I need to give you the password?
No, because I logged in through your, see, this is the other thing that's kind of cool. She just logged me out. She changed the password on me and locked me out, but because I had the Blue Media host, I had her hosting, I was able to log right back in.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right. So on this one, now going back over to the, let's see. Okay, so going back over to the dashboard, what we want to do now is we want to go over to the pop-up maker. So if you would go ahead and hover over your pop-up maker. and we're going to want to do a couple of things here. I want you guys to open up your pop-up maker and also open up your site deck, because this is going to be, we're going to roll through this one at the same time.
Question.
Yes.
Is the pop-up maker like a plugin that you installed on people's website? Because I don't have it on mine.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it's just a plugin I can install myself?
Okay, so I'll go over that in just a moment. That's a great question. You know, you're
Okay.
probably the only one that has that.
Yeah, because this website is the one I created myself. So that's
Okay.
why.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to do, now this is where you're going to require three or four tabs open. Okay. So for us to be successful with this one, you want to have your dashboard open and site deck, and I'll show you how to get that pop-up maker. If you do not have the pop-up maker, you go down to the word plugins on the left-hand column. Okay. I'm hoping that everybody here has already downloaded the, well, all right, so let's do this. Excuse me for one more minute. Let's go ahead and open up Coaching Cloud. Okay. And let's go to MindLab in Coaching Cloud. And if you haven't been in here in a while, go to Marketplace. We're going to go to the Fast Action Bootcamp, open this up. And I believe it's on, okay, it's on page 8. Okay, so go ahead and go over to Coaching Cloud, find the Bootcamp, the Fast Action Bootcamp, and then go to page 8. Some of you already have these things installed. Some of you don't. So we want to make certain that if you don't, you do. Is there somebody here that's supposed to have installed Divi?
Yes, we are on our new site.
Okay. You haven't
So we
yet?
need it installed as well.
Say, okay. Do I need to teach you how to install it?
Yes, because as far as I understood, you need to pay for it or have a sign in or something.
Let's talk after this. Okay, my guys?
Yep.
All right. All right. So if you're in, where am I at? Over here, Coaching Cloud. What you'll do is you'll go to lesson 8, and it says here's your opt-in templates. If you select this download file, you'll get all 3 of these templates. And then here's your page templates. You're going to get this one as well as this thank you page. So if you're ready to go ahead and go over to Coaching Cloud, download those into your downloads folder so we can easily access them in just a moment.
Tyson,
Yes.
can you show me again the name of a plugin, because there's so many.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I'm going too fast. Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody to go to Click and Grow Business Coaching Cloud, go to the Fast Action Bootcamp, and then go to page 8, and then download the files that I've provided there. And I'll show you what we're going to do next. Am I going too fast for anybody? Are you guys able to keep up? And I realize that some of you, you know, it's going to vary, but I'm hoping that I'm not going so fast that I'm just leaving everybody behind. Is this an okay pace for everybody?
Bit too fast. I haven't downloaded them yet.
Okay.
Tyson?
Yes.
So I'm here at the Coaching Cloud, and these templates, I can install them without interfering with my website, or this is to start from scratch?
No, so it's a great question. You should have Divi installed on your website.
I got it.
Okay. And so these pages were designed to be installed on a Divi themed website.
Okay, but that will replace what I have already?
Nope.
Oh.
No,
okay.
they're just added pages as if you designed them yourself.
Okay, all right. So it's gonna be Okay, so because I already have it designed, but I still want to create from here, but both, like, they're gonna be like not conflicting or anything.
No.
Okay, good. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So if you got these downloaded, let's go ahead and move on to the next section on this. So we're going to go back to our dashboard. Okay. So now that notice that we've got those pages downloaded to and we're saving them. We're going to upload them over here in just a moment. Okay. If you've not already, we're going to go down here to the word tools. Oh, actually, we can do that. Yeah, don't skip that because I got to make sure that the pop-up maker is ready to go. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to go to plugins, and you're going to...
Sorry, I can't load into SciDeck. I'm putting a wrong login. I don't know why.
Who's talking?
Monica.
Monica, okay, that's okay.
I can't log into SciDeck.
Okay, well, I logged into SciDeck, so you're good.
Well, you logged into my SciDeck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not with you.
That's okay.
You mean you've logged into my SciDeck? Is that what you mean?
I've already taken care of yours for you, Monica.
Oh, okay, that's fine
Okay.
then, good.
That's why I'm using yours, because remember I said I was setting yours up so that I could use it for today's class?
Oh, okay, so I can close Coaching Cloud.
Yes. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to come over here to plugins. What you're going to do in plugins, you're going to go to installed plugins. Okay, and in installed plugins, you're going to look down the list for pop-up maker. If you do not see the word pop-up maker on the list, and they're all in alphabetical order, so it's real easy to find, you're going to go to the word add new. When we go to the word add new, we're going to come over here where it says keyword maker, or keyword, and I'm going to go pop up maker, and notice how I spelled it. Pop up is one word and maker is a second word. And you'll see this right here on the left-hand side. It's the pop-up maker, forms, opt-ins, and more by pop-up maker, and it has the green gears on it. You see this? Grab that, and over here it'll say install now, and it'll rotate for a little bit. And then once it's installed, it'll say activate, and it'll come up blue, and you click on the word activate. And
okay, you're going a little fast. If you could back up a little bit, Tyson. I'm at plugins. I'm in pop-up maker.
Yeah, you type in pop-up maker. If you see this one, this little button should say install now, and then it rotates and then turns blue. And when it turns blue, click it again because it says activate. You got it?
So I don't know where you are with this. I'm just gone into pop-up maker. It's got pop-ups, pop-up themes, add-ons, and integrations. I've got Divi in there. So where am I going from there?
You're not going anywhere.
Okay, but I need to know how to do it for the future, don't I?
Yeah, well, hang on. Well, this is being recorded, just, so again, really clearly, if you do not have, if you come over here to installed plugins and it does not say pop-up maker, then you go to add new, you would come over here to search, to the search bar, select pop-up maker. When it comes up, we use this pop-up maker, the one with the green gears, you would install and activate. Because it's already activated, it says the word active on here. But see how this says install now? This is what this would look like if you didn't have it already installed. Make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's where you would activate this. So now when we have it activated, it'll show right up here in the word pop-up maker, right here. Okay? All right. Now that we've got the pop-up maker, and the reason that has to be first is because we're installing templates that belong to that plugin. Make sense?
Yes.
Great. Now that we've installed that plugin, we come down here to the word tools. Okay, go to the word tools. When you go to the word tools, we want to import those two files that we just downloaded from the other one, from Coaching Cloud, okay? So you would select the word import. When you on import, you're going to go down to the bottom of the list because that's where the WordPress importer is. Go ahead and select that. When you run the importer, it'll open up. And just like an email, you go and choose a file. Find those two files, or find one of them. You can only upload one file at a time. So upload one of the files, or select that file, and then click on the word upload file. And I believe that they're named one of the files is named Fast Action Bootcamp Pages, and the other one is Fast Action Bootcamp Opt-in Templates.
Okay.
So when you install both of those files, then you'll have all of those. You'll have the opt-in templates. You'll get these three forms. For the pages, you'll get these two pages will be added. Okay. Great. Now from there, now that we've got the pop-up maker and we've installed the templates to the pop-up maker as well as the pages, let's go edit the pop-up maker. Okay. So we're going to select the pop-up maker. In the pop-up maker, you'll have a home opt-in. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit this home opt-in.
Tyson?
Yes.
I needed to take a step back.
Okay.
I was importing the pages that we were just doing.
Okay.
And in asking assign authors and then create some kind of login.
Oh. So then hit the drop down button on where it says assign users and admin.
Yeah.
And select your name.
Yeah, I did. And then do I have to, there's a field on top of it that, do I need to create like a password? Should I do that?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, and then, okay. So then it says import attachment, and there's a thing to check download and import file attachments. Do I click on that?
Yep. You select that button and then you hit the import. Yep.
Then submit.
Yep.
All right, so, okay, good, thank you.
Uh-huh.
It takes a little while to do that.
What's that?
It takes a little while to do that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. All right. Now, just so we're clear, okay? I want to make sure that we're all really clear on what we've just done today so far. So far, we've gone and learned how to quickly and efficiently put together a program that we're going to be teaching our Fast Action Bootcamp with on PowerPoint, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Great. That was number one. Now we're moving over here into the website so that we can install all of the components to be able to sell it. Remember the things you got to have in order to make money. Who remembers what they are?
I forgot.
You forgot?
Product.
A what?
Product.
The pitch and payment.
That's right. So right now, the PowerPoint is the product, and this material here is the pitch. We're setting this up for the pitch, right?
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the how do we sell this stuff. Okay. All right. So if we're ready to go, you're going to come up here to all pop-ups again. And then you're going to, and then you notice that some of you will probably have a couple of pop-ups here. You'll have a home pop-up and then something else says opt-in. You'll have a couple opt-ins up here. I'm going to go ahead and select this first opt-in. And this is where we're going to start having to go back and forth between SciDeck and our website, okay? So make sure that you have your SciDeck open, except for you, Monica. I've got yours open. Okay? So on here, what we've done is we've created this in a way that should allow you to be able to edit your text only, okay? So we've got it to where we've got the opt-in. This would be the opt-in code. Here's the image, and then here's her text. I'll show you what this looks like right now. Oops, wrong one. This is what it looks like right now. So if you look at this, there's the, oops, hold on. I got a little click happy. So on this, here's the image, here's her text, and then here's her opt-in code. Got it? Here's the text, here's the image, here's the opt-in code. Here's what it looks like in the pop-up maker. Here's the text, right there. Here's the text. Here's the image. Right? And then here's the code. All right? So that being said, you guys should have, this is what's known as the dashboard view. Okay? This is in Divi. In Coaching Cloud, on page 12 of this, here's some information on how to operate Divi. We're not doing that today, okay? But I did want you to know where that was. Inside of here, all I want to do is I want to be able to open up my opt-in. Okay? I know this looks a little bit confusing, and that's okay. I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it down. I want to be in the text version. So you see where it says text module settings, content, text body, add media. I'm going to go directly to the right and I'm going to select visual text. I'm going to go to text because I want it to look just like this. So go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, if you've done that and it looks just like this, I want to remind you, all we're doing is we're going to be doing a copy and paste. Okay, we're doing a copy and paste. This looks a little confusing. Don't let it become overwhelming. Okay. I'm going to look in here and look at how I'm highlighting this. I'm looking to where it comes down here where it says input name list ID value. You guys see that, what I've highlighted right there? You see what I've highlighted? That is telling me that's the list value in SciDeck. So in other words, when I created a list, that number tells me what list I want this name added to. Make sense? Okay. The next one that's important is the user ID. So this tells me that 6133 is Monica's number. If I change that to 5150, well, that's just crazy. Okay, that was a joke. All right, that right over my head. All right, but if it said 5150, then it would go to somebody else's site account. Does that make sense? Okay, so I need to get those two numbers, and then finally, when somebody inputs their name, notice the word says redirect. When I hit the word submit, where are they being redirected to? Okay, so where they're going to be redirected to on this website is to the thank you page. In your templates, I tried to make these easier because it should say value equals, in quotation marks, hashtag, 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 list ID, hashtag, 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 and quotation marks. Do you see that, Savannah? Does yours say that? It should.
I'm kind of like confused because I downloaded the what's on the coaching cloud, and what's showing me on the pop-up maker is the opt-in template. That's where we at right now.
That's where we're at right now. Yes.
Okay, so and then I go to the Divi builder, and in what page are you working on?
We're not working on a page. We're working on the pop-up makers. Go
Yeah.
to pop-ups and select one. Yours may not look exactly like mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not looking like that. So I'm in. It's one that says opt-in template. Is that the one?
Yes, yours might look something like this: image, text, and opt-in.
No, it says image. Place your amazing headline here and sample form code.
Yeah, so the form code is what we're looking at.
All right, so I went there. That's
Okay.
where I am. Hold on. And on the text area, it shows a form. It's not showing me all this.
So then what you want to do is
all the text.
So you're in visual, you want to go to text.
Yeah.
All this code.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, I think I'm in the right place. Okay.
So then we're looking for the value is hashtag, hashtag, list ID, hashtag, hashtag, because I wanted to like draw attention to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to SciDeck, and we have to get that list ID and that user ID. Okay. The easy way to do this is to go to communication. I'm assuming that you'll have a. If you do not, go ahead and create a new form. If you don't have a form in here, go ahead and create one now. Go ahead and select on the word add. Create your list name. Say it's from you. Give it an email, even if it's your own Gmail account. I don't care right now. You can always come back in here and edit this. So go ahead and take a moment to add a new list in the event that you don't have one. And then I typically mark send results to no. It's going to take a minute to do that. Now, if you've completed that, we're going to go over here to the left-hand column where it says subscription tools. Select subscription tools, and here's the new opt-in form builder. We need to generate a code using this builder so that we can get those two numbers. Make sense? Amanda? Okay. What happened to Jenny? All right. Okay. So from here, we're going to just, select a list. The confirmation page, listen to me very carefully. I'm only doing this so that I can generate the code. So it doesn't really matter what my confirmation page is at this moment. Okay? So I'm just putting in any confirmation page, and I'm selecting HTML code. Watch what happens. I'm going to go over here to the right-hand side, and I'm going to drop down. You see this big group right here. This is where my numbers are. My list ID is 1, and my user ID is 6133. You see that? Go ahead and generate your code. Pull your nav bar down just a little bit, your scroll bar down just a little bit, so that you can find this section. It'll have like a gap above and below, and all we're looking for is the user ID and the list ID. When you have your user ID and your list ID, write those down and then go back to your opt-in page, your pop-up maker. Where you saw the quotes for list ID, change that so it's in quotation marks. You keep everything inside the quotation marks. Change that number to the value of the list. Then using your arrow keys, go over to where the user ID is and change that number, leaving everything within the quotes. So it's just the number inside the quotes. Go ahead and do that. Okay. Now remember when I said inside a SciDeck that I didn't care what my redirect was. Remember that? Remember I said I didn't need that? I don't need that because I should know what my redirect is. I can go ahead and place my redirect right in here. For simplicity's sake, I just made one up and got out of it so I can go back and forth, because I only needed to find out what those two numbers were, and that's the only way I can find out what those two numbers are. Make sense? So now in the redirect value, you can go ahead and have it go to yourwebsite.com/thank-you. Okay.
Tyson, if
Yes.
you're doing a redirect to a thank you page, can you use the same thank you page for multiple items, or do you need a different one for each item?
No, you can use the same thank you page for all of them if you like. Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to save and exit. Now that I've got that, I'm going to do this, and then always make certain that you update before you leave a page. Okay. So now I've just created a pop-up for everybody so that when they go to my website and they select, they want to get my free ebook, right? They get that free ebook, that pop-up will occur. Now what we want to do is we want to go to, now that we've got the pop-ups done, do I need to cover anything else with the pop-ups? Okay. Now that we've integrated the pop-ups with SciDeck, okay, now that we've done that, we want to add the pop-up to the page so that when somebody clicks on the button, the pop-up actually works, right? That's the next step. So step one would be integrate my pop-up. So write this down. Step one, integrate pop-up with SciDeck. Integrate pop-up with SciDeck. Okay. Step two, integrate your pop-up with the page button. Integrate the pop-up with the page button. So what we're going to do is we're now going to look at, now we're going to go to all pop-ups one more time. In order to do this. To do this now, I see that this is the one that I'm going to use, my home pop-up. I'm going to come over here where it says CSS classes. Do you see this? Okay. I want to highlight and copy and paste the second part of it. So it'll say popmake-196 and then popmake-home-opt-in. I want to copy the popmake-home-opt-in and copy that. I will need that for my page integration. Okay? I'll need that for my page integration. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to go to all pages. I'm going to go to the left-hand column, select the word pages, and then select the word all pages. I'm going to find my opt-in page that I use. Now, as I hover over this, you'll see that text comes up over underneath it. So as I hover over my opt-in, it says edit, quick edit, trash, view, clone, or draft. I want to hover over the word view, right-click on it, and then open in a new tab. So this is what this opt-in looks like, and I need to connect that button to the opt-in. Okay, that's just to look and see what it looks like. All right, great. So now that I know which one that looks like, I go back to my dashboard view on pages, all pages, find that page. And on that page, select the word edit. Select the word edit. And when you do, your page editor should appear. Has this been helpful to everybody so far today?
Tyson is not showing like this. It's showing, should I go to switch to draft? It's showing like the whole code, but not like.
Yeah, you should have a.
Switched, what is it?
You should have it on a Divi builder.
In order to do that, I have to go to, it's showing different from here. It makes me go to use Divi Builder, which is not this screen. It's just, it goes to the visual.
Oh, so at the very top, okay, so if you got the visual, you might have to do something at the very top. That says return to a Divi, there's a visual builder where it looks like this page with all the buttons on it. Yeah, okay. So what you're gonna have to do is yours is gonna have to be, so see where mine says enable visual builder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yours probably, so if it says enable visual builder.
Well,
which,
it says,
which, by the way, everybody, I don't like visual builder. Personally, I don't like it. Okay, but at the very top, yours says use visual builder, which is like this, and then you want to go to exit visual builder. You should have an exit visual builder. So if you exit visual builder, you should be able to see it just like this.
No.
You want to go to, so it says build on front end.
Let me,
You and I might have to play with this on after class. Okay.
It's, I don't know, maybe the version of WordPress or something. I don't know. Exit. And it won't let me exit now. Oh, edit page. Edit page. Yeah, it's show. I wish I could share. It's showing me like just code.
Okay, so you and I might have to look that outside this.
That's fine.
Okay, and I apologize. You know what, guys? I just realized how to see your text on here. So I've been kind of flying blind trying to figure out what you guys, you guys working? So that's why I keep looking over at Savannah and Carla and Jenny and Amanda to find out, are you guys still with me? And if I get a nod from you guys, I'm like, you four have been representing the whole class until now. Sorry about that. Okay, all right, great. So if you'll remember, we talked about over on the pop-up maker that we had to copy that code. On your template for that page, I'm going to go over to where it says button. Okay? I don't have to refresh my page because it's stuck now. You want to go over to button, and when you go to button, you want to make certain two things. This is probably already happened for you, but you want to make certain of two things. Number one is that it loads. Yeah, no, I got it. Well, but this is a better, in my, it was 4, oh, wow, Paula. Yeah, I know, Matt, it's not totally intuitive, but I think this is a better format for us to go through a class like this. Don't you? Yeah. Okay, great. So we got it. All right, perfect. Okay. All right. So on this, I'm going to go ahead and select button. Okay. And in the button, I've got my content, design, and advanced. I want to go to the advanced section. And in the advanced section, I want to paste that pop-up in the CSS class. Okay, go to the CSS class, and that's where you paste that code. Some of you might see some information up here on the CSS ID. Delete that and add it in right here at the CSS class. Save and exit, and then update. Save and exit, and then update. Okay? We'll come back in here in a minute, but I just want to test this out. Notice that remember I had that other tab open? Now that I got my other tab open, remember this tab is cached to the last time that was updated. So I need to update this page, so I need to refresh it. So as I refresh this page, It's ready to go. I should be able to hover over this, and there's the exact same pop-up that just happened. Make sense? Okay. All right. So now I know that actually works. So now, let me just make a comment here. So we edited this pop-up in the pop-up maker. We've now attached that pop-up to the page. Now I just have to go and clean up this page. Make sense? So I've got your logo, your awesome statement goes here, headline, and something else right here. So I got maybe 3 or 4 groups. And look right here. Here's your intro statement goes here. Oh, here's the logo. So I'm going to drop down. There's the logo. We saw how that happened. I'm going to select the 3 horizontal bars. And then just kind of follow the instructions. I'm going to set the image. And there's the image. Save and exit. Come down here, open up your amazing intro goes here, or your intro statement. Download your free giveaway. I'm just going to do that for now. Okay. I'm going to update this. I'm going to go back over here to this page. I'm going to refresh it too. See what happens. And look at there. Download your free giveaway and my logo change. The 2 edits that I made on the other page have now taken place. Okay. All right. So I've just made that change. Again, this is not a class on teaching everybody how to edit on Divi and all this other good stuff, right? I can change the background. I'm just giving you guys kind of a peripheral on how this works. If you wanted to know how to change your Divi layout, the overview of the sections, the rows, some of the code modules, the contact form module, and the text module, you'll want to do that over on page 12 inside of the Bootcamp area. Make sense? Okay. Awesome. Okay. So looking back over the agenda, that we had, we have covered general settings, reading, users, and the pop-up manager, as well as we just got done looking at the pages. Okay. How many of you are feeling rather accomplished today so far?
Aye.
Good. Yes.
Your microphone sometimes make a weird noise, like I don't know if I think it's you, not me.
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. All right. Is that coming from me? Are you saying that about me, Savannah?
Yeah, it's you, not me.
So it kind of reverberates. Okay, so tomorrow, I will make certain that I have a microphone in, okay? I'll be wearing my headset. Because it might be that it's on a speaker controlled one.
You sound okay, but at some moments, it's like, it makes like a weird noise, like something is tapping on top of it.
Yeah, that might be just a Zoom connection, because I hear it sometimes with some of the other students too.
Yeah, right now I hear it. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay, so it's not the audio. Okay, thanks, Matthias. Okay, so go ahead and post in the chat box, you know, if you guys are still enjoying this is still a good pace. Okay, Lewis says yes. Amanda. Okay. Laura. All right, great. Perfect. Okay. So that being said, now we understand that we've got a website up and we've connected it successfully to SciDeck. Now we need to do a couple of other things inside of SciDeck because we need to have a payment, don't we? We need to have a payment.
Of course.
So we've got, go ahead.
I said, of course, that's the most important.
That's right. Okay. So a couple things that we need to do first, all right, is I want to make certain that we can successfully have a way for them to buy on our site. And so what we need to do is we need to have an iScript added to our website. That's what really connects the pages to SciDeck. So what we want to do is we want to, I need to install a WordPress file manager. If you do not see this down on your, in here, let me review this, okay? Don't do anything, just watch me for a few minutes, okay? What has to happen is inside of SciDeck, when I go to settings, I need to make certain that the iScript is successfully attached to my SciDeck account. And you can see that my iScript URL is successfully attached here. But let's say that it's not successfully attached here, okay? If it's not successfully attached here, then what happens is that your order pages won't work, okay? The order pages won't work, and so we want to make certain that the order pages do work, because when we send people over to an order page, we want that to work, right? So, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start off by opening this up. I click on the Upload iScript, hitting that, and then you'll notice that if I hover over where it says iScript location, get iScript, okay? So let's do this right now. Let's go ahead and go over to SciDeck, go to your settings, select my company, and see if your iScript should say yourdomainname.com/iScript.php. Okay, I'll show you what this looks like if it doesn't work. If it shows you this big red thing that says your iScript is not installed properly, it needs to be updated, then we need to update that, okay? We need to update that. Anybody here? That's a great question, Matthias. No, you don't actually have to. You can just keep your iScript. If this is showing that it's successfully installed, you can just leave it that way, okay? All right. So if it says SciDeck.com something right here, then we're going to have to update the iScript. So what I want you to do is I want you to select the plus sign and then download Get iScript into your download section. So go ahead and do that now.
I've done this before. I remember that page. For some reason, it's showing in a different order, and I don't know why. I go under my company, right?
No, you go under settings. Then you go to my company on the left-hand column.
Wait. Oh, I see. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Ah, got it.
On the left-hand column.
Yeah.
You should be able to come right here.
So the script is my old script for Vital Infusions. Should I still use that one?
If it says that the setting, if it says required company settings, if it says this, then you should be okay. But if it has a big red thing that says, it needs to be updated, then you need to update it.
It's good.
Okay, then leave it.
And the website, leave it as the old. No, how?
You can leave it as the old one. That's fine.
Oh, okay. The important part is the script. Yeah. But on the script, on the script, it says the old website.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm.
All right. So that being said, if you don't, you're going to go ahead and select the plus sign and get script. Now, when I do that, I'm going to open up my downloads page, and I'll see the iScript is in a zipped file. I'll need to open that file because I need to access the iScript in the blue icon where it says PHP file. I'm going to take that file and I'm going to remove it from that zip file and I'm going to put it directly back into my downloads. So if I go to my downloads now, I can see that iScript shows up just like this. Okay? Are we all clear on that? So go ahead and do that now. Unzip that folder and move that iScript into a out of that zip file so we don't have to worry about it. Type in the word got it if you got it.
I missed where you got the iScript form from.
Oh,
was
that's
that the
okay.
download in my lab?
No, no. Here inside of SciDeck, okay? Inside of SciDeck, I went to Settings. I went to My Company on the left-hand column. Right above the Save button is Upload iScript. I'm going to hit the plus sign. It says iScript location, get iScript. Hover over get iScript and then download that.
Thanks, got it.
Okay. Now that I've got that, I'm in my downloads. I've opened up the zip file and I've removed that particular file from there. So now I know it's in my downloads. That's all I needed to know. Now I need to integrate that with my file manager in my website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and the reason that I'm doing this is because normally you have to go into your hosting and you got to find the file manager, then you got to install it the right way, and it could be really confusing. And God forbid you do something wrong in your hosting files, you'll screw up the entire website. So that's why we found the simple and easy solution, and that is the WP File Manager. If you do not see this, then you would simply go back to Plugins. You would add New. Plugins on the left, add New, and then come up here to search Plugins, and I go to WP File Manager. And the WP File Manager will look like this. In the far left-hand side, you see that? It says File Manager with a file folder with the WordPress logo in the middle of it. Okay? I guess I got to update this. So you would install and then activate this. And when you install and activate it, you'll see it on the left-hand column towards the bottom. Go ahead and install and activate that now. Is it okay with you guys if we go a little bit longer?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, great. So go ahead and do that. So click on File Manager, and then open that up, and you'll see it looks just like this. If this is your first time opening this up, it will say, do you want us to send you all kinds of emails and all that other good stuff? Just say no, thank you. And it'll look just like this. From here, it shows you right underneath the word Buy Pro, you'll see that floppy disk right there. It says Upload Files. All you do is click on that Upload Files, and you can see the Upload Files comes up in the middle of the page. I'm going to select a file. I'm going to select the iScript, and I'm going to select Open to install it. Now mine's already installed, and you can see it right here in the middle of the page. It says iscript.php. So click on the floppy disk, install that file that you just did. Do not try and upload the zip file. It won't work. That's why we unzipped it in the previous step. Okay. Now that I've gotten that, are we all good? Everybody got that? Just give me a yes if you got it so far. Okay. Now I need to accurately represent that file path in SciDeck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to my URL and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back over to SciDeck. I'm just going to copy my domain name.com, right? The HTTP / blah, 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 blah. Then I come in here where it says iScript location and I'm going to paste. Then I just type in the word iScript t.php. iScript.php, and I'm going to select the word save. And you can see that it comes up as being accurately connected. Go ahead and copy and paste. Type in the / iScript.php, and then save it. Again, if you do it wrong, it'll look like this. It'll give you a big alert. Okay? Now I have found one interesting little tidbit about this. Okay? If you copied and pasted directly as I did, and it still comes up like this, you might have to replace your HTTPS with an HTTP. So you'll see how that P works without the S. Depends on how your SSL was attached. Okay. So if it doesn't work with the HTTPS, just remove the S, and it still should, and it might work then. Okay. Finally, we need to set up our Stripe. So in order to do this, we're going to go over to the left-hand column and we want to select the word payment processing. If you want to use any one of the merchant gateways that are available here, you may. For the sake of this conversation, we're going to integrate Stripe. I realize that Stripe is a little expensive, but the nice thing is you don't have to pay it until you get paid. They just take their cut out of it, kind of like PayPal. But it's an easier integration. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the word Stripe in our merchant gateway. Go ahead and do that. And by the way, just because you create a free Stripe account doesn't mean that you got to keep paying for it. So that's why I just tell people you should always have. Remember in this seminar we say you should have a multiple ways of being able to. You should have multiple ways of being able to integrate payments, right? We said you should have multiple accounts. Remember that? So it's a good idea for you just to have the Stripe anyway. So what's going to happen is I'm going to come up here to the very top and I'm going to select on the plus sign and I'm going to go to Stripe.
Yeah.
Say that again. Okay. So in Stripe, we're going to go ahead and sign in. If we haven't signed in, we're going to go ahead and just sign up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and sign up. So go ahead and sign up and then click on the word continue or log in. Hold on with me for another 10 minutes, guys, and we'll be all right. Okay. So here we are. Well, I just let you guys. Okay. Laura just created her account. Amanda's done. Type in here and let me know when you're done. Oh, hey, John, I forgot to say hi to you. Carla, got you ready. Okay. Everybody else ready to go? Nancy's already set up. All right, perfect. Okay. Now, what you'll want to do is over on the left-hand side, go to the word developers. Okay. Underneath the word developers, you're going to see the word API keys. Select those keys. If it says activate your account, then you'll want to activate your account. Okay? You'll follow the process through over here to activate your account. When you've completed your account activation, you come back over to the developers keys, you select the API keys, and you can see that mine's still in test because you can see the word test right here. You see this? So I've not completely finished activating my account. When I've activated my account, that word will change from test to live. So right now I can test all this by copying, going back over to site. Here's the publishable key. I can paste. Then it asks for a secret key. Reveal my key token. I'm going to copy and paste. And I've got that taken care of. Now, today, I don't want to have to go through waiting for everybody to finish their, to activate their Stripe account. So I'm not going to bother doing that. But I wanted to, so we're going to end it right here. Does that work for everybody? We actually wound up being almost right on time. It's like, it's almost embarrassingly surprising. Okay, yeah, we got through quite a bit today. Let's see, hold on just a minute. Okay, so tomorrow, so we've covered the general settings, the reading, users, pop-ups. Okay, we've got all that stuff connected. Tomorrow we'll cover briefly a little bit on the SSL and the Yoast SEO. You have to have an SSL attached to your website because that is what Google requires that for your website to be indexed. And then Yoast SEO helps us understand a little bit more about how to get our stuff promoted. Okay?
Before you go too far on this, I have a quick question.
I have a long answer.
on the stripe, it says accept American Express, accept Discover. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes, just go ahead and accept them. Sure.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said I'd keep that longer. Let me think about this for a minute. Well, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe you have bad experiences. Who knows? I don't know.
You're okay. All right. So tomorrow we're going to cover briefly. Tomorrow we're going to cover the SSL and the Yoast. Also, we're going to look a little bit into the console. How many of you guys would like to get your websites searched a little bit faster? Have them indexed on Google a little faster, right? So we're going to go over that on how to include that. Paula says, so can people be ready at the start of the call with SciTech logged in, website login? Oh yeah, no, great. Thank you for saying that, Paula. I appreciate that. Yeah, please tomorrow make sure that you're already logged into your hosting and the back end of your website. And then also, if you can, Google. So I'll take you one. All right, I'll up you one here, Paula. Here is the the search. But that was a really good idea. So you want to make sure that you have the Google Console up and Google Analytics. Okay. I don't know, Tina. And that's not to be a jerk. I just don't know how fast it's being recorded, so I just don't know how long it takes to process that. No, that's not what I want. Okay. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that in Facebook for this. I'll have the links that I want you guys to have already created your accounts and ready to rock and roll with for tomorrow. Does that sound fair? Okay. So
Yeah.
do me a favor. Was today really good? Did you guys enjoy this? If you enjoyed this, please go over to the Facebook group and give me show a little bit of love. Let me know what you guys liked about today's class. Okay. And how many of you guys are learning that this is actually like how you can go about running your own boot camps? You guys get that?
Can I ask a question?
Okay, how many do you get in a day?
1,000. because I'm actually doing the things. That's why I have questions. So I'm in the payment still, and I put Stripe and I put the keys and the secret key, and it went back to authorized net as default. Why is it doing that?
Unselect your Accept American Express and Discover. Just unselect them and see if that happens.
It's doing the same. It's going back to the default authorized net. Her.
Does that happen to anybody else? You might have to submit a ticket.
All right. Okay, I'll submit my ticket.
Nancy's a little traumatized. Time for a mimosa. Okay, well, you know. Oh, day drinker. Okay, Laura's doing a little bit better with this. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, great. Okay, guys, so I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really, really enjoyed this. I think we got a lot of value out of this. I'm trying to get you guys up to speed. My hope, dream, and expectation is, and I want you guys to really think about this, your homework for today, outside of the links that I'm going to put into Facebook here in just a few minutes. And Tina, I'll put it into, here's the replay and things that you should have available ready to go tomorrow. Thank you, Paula, for making that recommendation. I appreciate it. So one of the things I want you guys to do is to, today, just do yourself a favor. Go over to PowerPoint, go over to Amazon, find a topic and make a presentation as quickly as possible for yourself today. You don't have to record it, just get the outline ready to rock and roll, okay? Just get that stuff done. That's gonna be critically important for you guys. My hope is that today's the 16th, that you guys can start, can just plan a day the first week of May to run your very first boot camp. That's what I hope for you. Okay? Everybody in this class. Even if you're brand new, we just got to work a little bit more, with a little bit more hustle. Contact Janine right away. Okay? All right, guys. So with that being said, thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys extending the time with me today and spending the time with me today. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Thanks so much, everybody.